Hey everybody, welcome to my monthly episode where I'm completely transparent with you and I share how much money I make selling my images as stock photography. My name's Jason Yoder and my channel is about my photography and all the adventures I have in capturing my images. And this episode is going to show you how I pay for some of that travel, and that is through my stock photography. Now, first of all, I would like to thank all of you who have subscribed to my channel and invite you to do so if you haven't done so already, and especially to my recent subscribers, welcome. Hope you enjoy the channel. Now, I have a few things that are coming up here. First of all, I do have some episodes coming up more on astrophotography. I also have the landscapes that I've been photographing along the Arizona Backcountry's Discovery Route, which is really awesome. I've got a trip coming up to Canada and then also to South Carolina as well, and Italy later on this year. Also, guys, just so you know, I've been a little bit busy lately. I've been upgrading the Jeep. You know, to bring you these landscapes and take you to places that are just not easy to get to, you need some good four-wheel drive. So I just added a new Carnival bumper and winch onto the Jeep so I can go deeper into the wilderness and still have the confidence I can get myself out of the wilderness. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the images, or some of the best. We'll get this right. Let's take a look at the best-selling images from different stock agencies this past month. So first of all, this is from 123RF. Now this is just an image in my backyard. So for those of you who've been watching, you know I did an episode on where to find more stock images, and one of the places I focused on was my backyard. And what's really neat about this series of images, I'd say I spent maybe about an hour, on this particular photo shoot. There's lots of different images I took that night. But I'm estimating right now, based on their sales over the last month and a half, that this less than an hour I spent is probably going to increase my annual sales anywhere between $100 to $200. So that's pretty good for just an hour work. And of course, that will keep going and going and going because it is passive income. So on 123RF, I got 22 cents for this image. All right, I know that's the biggest sell you got from the site. Remember, these first few sites aren't exactly stellar performers, but the last few are. Now, this is from many, many years ago. Actually, I believe this is from my first trip to Italy. This is inside the Roman Colosseum. Oh man, do I love Italy, and I cannot wait to go back later this year. This was sold on CanStockPhoto for 25 cents. Now this was sold on Deposit Photos, and again, for just 25 cents. But this was a wonderful afternoon on the beach. This is at North Topsail Beach in North Carolina. I was out there on a business trip, had the afternoon off, went out for a nice long walk on the beach, and got to enjoy sunset while I was out there. So this image sells a couple times a year. You don't get a lot of money off of some of these images, but the experience is worth it. Speaking of experiences, this one was from a camping trip above, and I do mean above, Sedona, Arizona. Got 50 cents on BigStock Photo for this image. Now, this is the same night that I captured my pano of the galaxy. So Sedona is actually down in the lower left-hand corner, just in this image with the bright sunlight coming in. You can't see anything. The city lights really aren't on yet, but it's a wonderful evening of camping. Now this one is from, I believe it's the Mesquite Sand Dunes in Death Valley National Park. I was really hoping to find some pristine sand dunes, ones that aren't trampled on, but I had very little time to be there. And I just could not get very deep into the sand dune area with the amount of time that I had. So they're pretty trampled on. This one sold on Getty Images for $1.42. Now this one from Shutterstock. This is I can't remember the exact location of this old church, this old abandoned church. It's in the Great Plains of North Dakota, somewhere outside of Minot. Got $4.50 for this image. Now, a lot of people think the Great Plains are boring. personally, they blow my mind, this vast treeless environment with rolling hills, and they really do photograph well in the evenings. So, Adobe. Now, you guys know this image and several other ones from this photo shoot. I did a photo shoot at the U.S. Capitol in the morning and evening hours. They are constantly being sold. Almost every day, one of those images sell. I mean, I have made, I've got to be coming in on $1,000 on these two photo shoots. Anyhow, this particular one on Adobe Stock, $10.12. But this wasn't my highest selling image. Normally, Adobe has it. This came from Dreamstime. Yeah, I know, second month in a row, Dreamstime had the top image. This is a $13 sale on Dreamstime. This is just simply me zoomed in really tight on the arms of a saguaro cacti just after the crack of dawn, right when the sun peaked above the mountains. I was able to capture the early morning light on the cacti. All right, so also had a video sale this month. Now, I've been trying to upload more video. It's very difficult because the time schedule I'm under. But this particular one I took in New York City at Times Square. You've seen it before because it sells at least once a month. But this time, this blurred out image of Times Square on Adobe Stock got me $25.50. Not bad for just, 20 seconds of video. All right, so let's talk about the totals for this month. My top agency was Adobe, once again. 133 sales and $124.63 in commissions. Now, Dreamstime, this is a surprise. Dreamstime is usually like number 4 on the list. It was the second one on the list, this time with 15 sales and $26.17. And I'll let you guys in a little hint. Dreamstime's doing pretty good for February as well. Anyhow, this was my second best January ever with 253 sales and $186 in commissions. Now, remember, keep stock photography as a hobby. Now, for me personally, I kind of budget about $250 per day when I'm vacationing, when I'm traveling on my own. That generally pays for hotel, meals, and some sort of an activity. And as you let the sales pile up on these different agencies, like for example Shutterstock, I have my payout threshold set at $250, and I can tell you this month they're about to pay me out again. So keep this as a hobby and save the money. It is going to take some time, but with time you can build up enough money in your different stock photography agencies to be able to pay for a really great trip somewhere. But again, I've got to stress it as a hobby. Now, I did have an interesting question come up. Somebody was wondering if you can upload the same image to multiple agencies, and the answer to that is yes, you can. There is exclusive and non-exclusive photographers. For exclusive, that means if you upload this image, it will only be uploaded to this particular site, and generally the site rewards you with a higher rate of commission. I do non-exclusive. I can take one image and upload it to as many different sites as I want to. I feel the advantage there is greater exposure. I mean, it is obvious that on some of these sites my images don't sell well. On other ones, they do. So I would hate to be an exclusive photographer on an agency that can't get my images sold. So that's why I do non-exclusive. Granted, it's a little bit smaller commission, but I get greater exposure. So there's kind of a trade-off there. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. And again, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. And I would love to hear where you're from in the comments or to hear about your journey in stock photography. Take care, and I'll see you all next week.